Okay, so I was asked a question by one of our Blue Sky viewers, and it's a simple question. Would I ever trust the United States again? Well, if you follow my channel, I think you know the answer to this one. The United States has a credibility problem, and it's not helping the trust. And I'm talking about the credibility problem like right now. I'm not talking about their old history, whether it's Iraq or Vietnam or anything like that. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the current US administration. I'm talking about Taco Tuesday. I'm talking about all the lies that him and his administration do. And the crazy part is they don't even try to hide it anymore. They say it, they repeat it, they put it on TV, and the MAGA people, they'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess it's true. But I want to show you a funny video from MS Now. Then they were doing a video on Fox. I know that sounds confusing, but just watch.
Okay, so earlier today, I checked out the preparations for Donald Trump's 250th birthday party for America, which is having some attendance issues.
Happy early birthday, America. We're celebrating already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us.
Sometimes the pictures really don't tell the full story, because if you look behind us, you see, okay, there are a couple hundred people back there, but the truth is when you make your way over here and you're in a wash of people.
There are thousands of people here.
Okay, so I'm starting to question whether or not Fox News knows what 1,000 means. Because right now, if you look in the background, my best guess, maybe that's a few hundred. But then again, we got to think about the audience that they're talking to. They're not very bright. Kind of like this guy right here.
So, I didn't really do much research, so I can't make comment, but I just trust Trump. Whatever Trump does, I'm going to take his word and go with it. He's the best guy on the planet.
I love using that guy to prove my point. But Fox News can say whatever they want, but unfortunately, 77 million of the citizens will actually believe it. But this next part right here is probably the funniest thing I've seen in a while.
That is so sad. This picture really captures the problem. One of the organizers posted this photo of a performance on the National Mall. If you zoom in, let's do it, on the guitarist's sunglasses, boy, you can see a crowd of less than a dozen people in the reflection. The organizers appear to have recently deleted that image from the social media feed, replacing it instead with this image of the performance, cropping out the guitarist.
Imagine being outed by a reflection of sunglasses. I mean, the reflection doesn't lie. There's literally nobody there. But when you see lies like this on a daily basis, the credibility goes out the window. And the US government and Taco Tuesday, they keep doubling down on it.
12 months ago, Joe Biden handed us a mess. We inherited the legacy of record high inflation, the highest inflation in the history of our country. A mass invasion of our border, and our country was being laughed at all over the world. We were being laughed at. We were a joke. There wasn't any joke anymore.
Are you sure about that? Because it seems like the United States is the center of all the jokes these days. But this video is actually from the White House, and they claim America is respected all over the world. Okay, so America is respected all over the world, sure. I mean, if you have to keep telling people you're respected, are you actually respected? Because that's not really how respect works. Like if I walk into a room and I keep yelling, hey, everybody, respect me, look at me. Most people will be like, okay, buddy, sit down, or how much do you have to drink? But this is the message that keeps coming out of the White House. America is back. America is respected. The world is cheering again. USA, USA. This is the bubble that they live in. But the latest findings from the Pew Research Center say a completely different story. And most of the countries surveyed view the United States unfavorably. It's almost like the world isn't buying into a sales pitch anymore. I mean, we have an education, that's what it is. And we can think for ourselves. But I guess the good news is that more and more United States citizens are starting to wake up when it comes to the view and how the world rates the United States. I know many of my US viewers are in that 59% right now because you have critical thinking. But unfortunately, a lot of your fellow citizens don't. Now, some people might say that it's just an opinion poll. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, fine. Let's look at the actual behavior. Because people can say whatever they want. Polls can be swayed in a different direction. But when people stop traveling to the United States and they stop buying US products, and when allies start looking elsewhere for partnerships, that's when you know something has changed. And that's when us Canadians said, you know what, we're sick of this bullshit. We heard the lies, we heard the disrespect, and we reacted to it. And the biggest sign of disrespect was calling us the 51st state. Not just from Taco Tuesday, but from his US administration and everybody who voted for him. I don't know how you come back from that. I mean, that's something that, crossed the line. At least for me, it crossed the line for me. And one email I got, this was probably about 6 months ago. I got an email from someone in the United States, and they basically said, you know what? Everything will be fine after we get a Democratic president, and we will get another Barack Obama kind of president in the office. So you Canadians are just worrying over nothing. Just hang in there. Well, to the guy in the US that emailed me a few months ago, that's not how it works. You see, a lot of us Canadians have good memories. I remember every single time I was bullied in elementary school and even high school. A few of the people that bullied me, I actually forgave them and we're on good terms now. But I didn't forget what happened. So just getting a president that can count to 10 successfully is not going to fix the problem. Because your country is still going to have people like this who will continue this rhetoric moving forward.
But I live here in Washington, D.C., and we're looking forward to having you as our 51st state.
You think just because Taco Tuesday is going to be out of the office, this is going to stop? I don't think so at all. And all of this is because of lies. Lies from Taco Tuesday, the U.S. administration, and people believing it. Believing that tariffs are going to make the U.S. rich. Tariffs are going to fill the treasury. Tariffs are going to strengthen the economy. And I know the supporters are probably thinking that, wow, we're going to make a lot of money. Well, the reality is that it's killing their economy. Whether it's the farming industry or liquor industry, the USA is not winning. Actually, nobody's winning. Because the rest of the world is affected as well. All because 77 million people decided to believe the lie. But you know what the biggest lie is that actually hurts me the most? It's the lie about Canada. That we are taking advantage of the United States. That we are not good friends. It was the accusation about the fentanyl coming in from our borders. Then it was the migrants. One day it was a trade deficit, then it was dairy, and then one day it was just us being difficult. And the latest one that comes to my mind, and is fresh in all Canadians' mind, is the Gordie Howe Bridge. And I don't know who this douchebag is, but he's basically saying that it's not a great deal for the US. I mean, the truth is, you paid nothing for the bridge. Your economy was helped because we use US materials and US workers. And yet you're still saying it's not a great deal. I mean, what more do you want from Canada? Oh right, you want us to assimilate into being the 51st state. And I know there's still people, especially in the US, who say, oh, come on, it's just a joke. Okay, then why does he keep saying it? Why does he keep bringing up about talking about tariffs? Why does he keep bringing up about talking about Canada being difficult? And then on the flip side, why does he keep saying that America doesn't need Canada? If someone threatens your house, then says, I'm joking, but then keeps talking about how they don't need your house, and how your house will be better if they belong to them, at some point, it's not a joke anymore. It becomes a threat. And I'm sorry, Canadians, we're not stupid. And everything that we're doing right now, whether it's boycotting your country or your products, one, is to protect our own country. And two, it's because we don't want to spend money in your country anymore. I mean, why would anybody want to spend money in a country that is threatening you and treats you like shit? And unfortunately, this is the part that some US citizens don't understand. We're not overreacting. We heard exactly what was being said. And this is why your tourism numbers changed. This is why people canceled trips. This is why people stopped crossing the border. And that's why the American booze came off the shelves. What is going on with you? I don't know why the co-host is just so amped up right now. But these ladies that you're seeing on the screen right now, I'm pretty sure all of them are Democrats. Well, we know the top left is. But just because you didn't vote for the guy doesn't mean that we're going to come support you. And just like that, she just walks out of the room. Interesting. I don't understand her. I'm talking about the cat. But I think Canadians are just tired of the gaslighting. We're tired of hearing about the exchange rate as the excuse, the weather, or maybe Canadians are just staying home because they can't afford it. But you know you screwed up when one of your most trusted allies, your next door neighbor, 6 out of 10 Canadians, are less likely to visit the United States. It's a pretty big number. And those 6 out of the 10 that are not going probably spent a lot of money in your cities. And this is why I keep saying the United States has not just lost tourists, but it's lost trust. Because tourism is easy to understand. I mean, people go and they don't go. And when we don't go, we start seeing all of these promos and marketing campaigns and promotional golf balls. Yeah, I just wanted an excuse to show these golf balls again. I mean, think about how ridiculous this is. A Mountie, a hockey jersey, and maple syrup. How stereotypical and tone deaf can you get? I mean, I'm a golfer, but this is not going to get me to your golf course. In fact, it actually insults me. But I like my version of these golf balls better. Assault rifles, drive-by shootings, and McDonald's. So when this guy thinks of Canada and he puts on a Mountie, a hockey jersey, and maple syrup, I think of assault rifles, drive-bys, and McDonald's. Like big-size McDonald's. Back to what I was saying. We don't care about your promos. We don't care about your discounts. Should I show it? Yeah, I'm going to show it.
If you come from Canada with a Canadian driver's license or a passport, or you use that goofily delightful Canadian accent, we'll give you a 30% discount.
Yeah, well, this goofily accented Canadian says, go to hell with your discount. Now, if you're new to my channel, I got something against this guy, because he's the president of Ivers, which I used to visit a lot in Seattle and Bellingham. I love their clam chowder. And every time I went there, it was always something I had to buy and bring back home. I was using this guy's video to prove a point for months, maybe 3 or 4 months. Then one of our viewers named Tawny, who is also my subreddit moderator, sent me a message and said that, hey, this bow tie guy that you've been using, he's actually the president of Ivers. The first thing I said is, no fucking way. And I looked at the video again, and yeah, I didn't know how to clue in. I mean, there's an Ivers logo in the background. I don't know how I don't know how I missed that. But the point is, I spent so much money at this guy's business. Literally, every time I went to Seattle or Bellingham, I always had to get a bowl. Sometimes I get the big one. But to hear the CEO or president call us a goofily accented Canadian and think that we can be bribed with a discount, at least for me, it was the ultimate betrayal. So yeah, fuck Ivers and this guy. I'm never buying from them again. I apologize, I got a little bit sidetracked. But back to the point. We don't trust the United States anymore. Do I trust this guy? Not a chance in hell. We don't trust the United States with our vacation anymore. We don't trust them with our families and our safety in their country. And then yet, the United States acts surprised, like, wait, where did all the Canadians go? Why are they so upset? I don't know. Well, maybe ask the guy who keeps calling us the 51st state. Ask the guy who keeps throwing tariffs on us and saying that he doesn't need anything from Canada. Because I think this is the part that the United States needs to hear. We're not confused. The world's not confused. Canada, Europe, Mexico, it's not us. People can see what's happening. And when the US government says that America is respected again, the world is basically saying, are you sure about that? Or how drunk are you? I mean, it's really just about the lies, and whoever supports the lies as well. I mean, Fox News, that clip I showed you earlier about how there's supposedly about 1,000 people attending this event. I honestly count maybe like 150, 200. But he continues to lie that everything was terrible until he came along. Everyone was taking advantage of the United States until he arrived. And Canada has always been taking advantage of the United States until he arrived as well. Well, the first two, I really don't care about. But when he's accusing my country of like using the United States, that's where I draw the line. And this is where I want to bring it back to the US citizens. Because I know not everybody in the US supports what's going on right now. I know there are US citizens watching this channel who are just as horrified as we are. And I appreciate those US citizens that support my channel. But at some point, the question has to go back to the people who live there. When will your fellow citizens, the apathetic ones, the ones that don't vote, the ones that don't care, when will they wake up? I've had US citizens email me saying that I should be promoting US businesses who are suffering. Like, why the hell would I want to do that? I've even had other US citizens email me saying that I have no right to complain because I'm not within their borders, and that I should come down to the No Kings protests and support them. Well, number one, it's not my country. And number two, I'll probably get stopped at the border. But unfortunately, the rest of the world can't fix this for you. Canada, Mexico, Europe, Australia, South America, everywhere. We're not going to fix this for you. The rest of the world can only react. I'm not angry at any US citizen that's watching my video right now. In fact, you are the ones that actually give me hope that something might change. But unfortunately, it's your fellow citizens. The ones that are sitting on the sofa watching football and not giving a shit. But one thing I do know, as the days go by and the more lies that come out, like Taco Tuesday saying that everyone around the world respects the United States, the world is just pulling away farther and farther. And it actually pains me to say this, but with every lie that comes out of your US government, your country's credibility goes down. And not because of the lies, but because of the lack of urgency from your fellow citizens. I see what Albania is doing right now when it comes to the Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump buying up that island. And they're on 28 days or almost 30 days of straight protests. I mean, it kind of shows me the passion they have for their country and that they don't want anything linked to Taco Tuesday being on their soil. I mean, 28 days straight. I think it's actually now 30. 30 days straight. And for the United States, they'll have their quarterly barbecue No Kings protest on a Saturday. Now, I'm not making fun of the No Kings protest. I mean, what? There was 7 million at the last one? And, you know, for all 7 million that did show up, I commend everyone that did. But unfortunately, 7 million out of a country that has a population of 340 million is a drop in the bucket still. I just wish we would see these kind of protests in Albania, in our next door neighbor's country. To close off this video, I'd like to thank Chris J for posting this photo on the Guard the Leaf Hey Cafe page. And this one is of the Tunnel Mountain Road in Banff, Alberta. I appreciate you helping to add another pin to the Guard the Leaf map. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all as well. Now, if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.